Health points 200. That was a close call. Previous. The nomads are dead. Silence returns to the deep forest. You are exhausted. Main menu. Gold, 80. Encumbrance, 17 of 20. Level, 5. Health points 210 of 210. Health points 200. Character tab. Character tab. Level 5. Experience, 870 of 875. Attributes. Heading. Open tool. Derivative. Open. Strength. 2. Health. 200. Charisma. 1. Protection. 10. Resilience. 2. Plus 2. Speed. Plus 2. Speed. 1.2. Agility. 3. Lock chance. 21. Perception. 2. 20. Lock chance. 3. Agility. Close character tech. No notifications. Dim. That was a look around button. Look around. You are alone in the wilderness, but it's only a matter of time before someone else shows up. Better keep moving. Continue on your way. Button. Continue on your way. Snow begins to fall as you walk up the hill. The white peak of a pointy cliff looms above. It resembles the drawing from your brother's map. Seems like you're about to reach the third landmark. Look around. Button. Look around. There's plenty of tracks in the snow. Most of them were made by humans going up and down the hill. Some of them were made by dogs, wolves, and other beasts. Forge ahead. Button. Character tab. Forge ahead. Forge ahead. Map. Button. You climb to the summit. Struck by a strong headwind, you gaze across the snowy terrain of a hidden valley, at the heart of which lies the nomad camp. Watch the nomad camp. Button. Map. Watch the nomad camp. Watch the nomad camp. Used. The camp is located near a mountain cave. Numerous tents are placed in circles around a wide pit. Men, women, and children are out and about. Some of them are no notifications. Dim. The camp. Watch the nomad camp. Used. Button. Watch the cave. Button. Watch the cave. Used. Chiseled into a perfect arch, the mouth of the cavern seems to be unguarded. It can be accessed via the nomad camp, or by traversing a cliff path along the western side of the forest valley. Watch the cave. Approach the camp. Button. Watch the cave. Used. Button. Approach the camp. Button. Follow the cliff path to the mountain cave. Button. Follow the cliff path to the mountain cave. Darkened by the shadows of leaning birches, the cliff path meanders on a downward slope. Armed with a spear and dressed in animal hide, a hostile nomad leaps down from a ledge, blocking your way. Fight her. Button. Initiating combat. Nomad sentry. Your turn. Move away unavailable. Thrust. Attack. Rusty. Attack. 7. -6. -8. Thrust. Move. Apply combats. Apply. Activate. Aggressive. Defensive 1 action. Nomad sentry's turn. Activates. Nomad sentry. Distance from you. Attack. Evade. Your turn. Move away. Move away. Thrust. Cost. Thrust unavailable. -24. Attack. Attack. Critical -14. Attack. Unavailable. Thrust. Attack. Set. Attack. -6. Catch your breath. You deliver the stroke of death. The nomad falls off the cliff. Her body hits the ground with a thump, cushioned by the snow. Notifications 2. Gain 10 experience. You leveled up. Button. Character tab. Close character tab. Body. Empty. Hands. Lock chance. 21. Lock chance. Plus 2. Increase resilient. 1 point. Speed. 1. Increase 2. Plus lock. 21. Income. 17. Agility. Increase agility with 1. Button. Increase agility with 1. Inventory tab. Close character tab. Preview. Main gold. Encumbrance. 17 of 21. Quests tab. Inventory tab. Close arrow. Close. Button. Arrow. Close. Food. Quests tab. Close. Character tab. Close inventory tab. Character. Script. Treasure. Tool. Medicine. Food 2. Armor. 8. Armor. 8. 1 new. Barrel lid. Oiled leather vest. Brown leather gloves. Equipped. For mantle. Equipped. Light for boots. Equipped. Mimetic steel visor. Worn leather armor. Worn leather boots new. Weapon. 3. 1 new. Worn leather. Mimetic. Light for mantle. Brown leather gloves. Equipped. Oiled leather vest. Oiled leather vest. A sleeveless dark. 4 armor. Encumbrance 5. Requirement not met. Close inventory tab. Catch your breath. Button. Character. Catch your breath. Catch your breath. Hunched over, you glance at the forest valley below. Hopefully, you haven't attracted any more unwanted attention. Pushing your proceed to the mountain cave. Button. Proceed to the mountain cave. Runes have no notifications. Runes have been carved into the rock wall above the mountain cave. There's a path down to the nomad camp by the frozen lake. Read the inscription. Button. Read the inscription. Used. Writ large. The inscription reads, Winter Cave. Read the inscription. Enter the cave. Button. Enter the cave. Look around. Daylight. Previous. Daylight seeps in from the mouth of the cavern, cut from bedrock and draped in fur. A great throne stands behind a stone table, which is littered with empty jugs and the bones of wild boar. Look around. Button. Look around. A ceremonial spear leans against the side of the throne. Ornate runes have been carved into the rock wall. Examine the stone table. Button. Examine the stone table. Looks like they had quite a feast. Every last rib has been stripped clean. Empty jugs and goblets reek of moonshine. Take the ceremonial spear. Button. Take the ceremonial spear. You take the ceremonial spear. Read the writing on the wall. Button. Read the writing on the wall. Used. Banished to a forsaken island. Yet we have returned. In the shadow of war, we walked on the frozen sea. Let it be known that we are the masters of the Fenris woodlands. Now and always. Read the writing on the wall. Search the cave. Button. Search the cave. You find a bow and quiver full of arrows. Read the writing on the wall. Used. But take the bow. Button. Take the bow. You grab the bow. Read the right. Take the arrows. Button. Take the arrows. There's quite a few arrows in the quiver. Read the writing on. Look behind the throne. Button. Look behind the throne. You discover a hidden passage. Read the explore the hit. Go back outside. But explore the hidden inventory tab. Close inventory. Arrow. Recurve. Rusty iron. Sword stick. Talonbark spear. New weapon. Talonbark spear. Talonbark spear. A ceremonial. Combat. 5 to 13. Encumbrance 10. Replaces rusty iron short sword. Encumbrance 10. Replaces rusty iron. Slots. Make. Equip. Button. Unequip. Close inventory tab. You discover previous. Main. Gold. Encumbrance. 20 of 21. Explore the hidden passage. Button. Go back outside. Explore the hidden passage. Button. Explore the hidden passage. It's too dark in there. You can't light a torch. Button. Light a torch. You shed light on the hidden passage behind the throne. There's no telling how deep it goes. Descend. Button. Descend. The passage spirals down to a burial chamber. The flame of your torch reveals a grand sarcophagus, which has been sculpted to resemble a woman with her arms crossed. A leather-bound tome lies on a pedestal in front of it. Runes have been carved into the rock wall above the sarcophagus. Read the inscription. Button. Read the inscription. Used. The inscription reads, "Here lies Risleen of Talonbark Ridge." Read the inscription. Open the sarcophagus. Button. Open the sarcophagus. You push away the heavy stone lid until it hits the cavern floor on the other side. Within the sarcophagus, the mummified remains of a short woman lies next to a bronze-tipped spear. Read the inscription. You take the spear. Button. Take the spear. You remove the spear from the sarcophagus. Read the inscription. Take the book. Button. Take the book. You remove the leather-bound tome from the pedestal. Read the inscription. Go back to the surface. Button. Notifications. 6. Gained Talonbark spear. Gained recurve short bow. Gained 16 times arrow. Lost torch. Gained bronze javelin. Gained book. Memories from Talonbark Ridge and elsewhere. Button. Notifications. No. You read the inscription. Go back to the surface. Go back to the surface. Button. Go back to the surface. Take a look. Button. You ascend the spiral passage and step out behind the throne. People are talking outside the cave. They are getting closer. Listen. Take a look. Extinguish the torch. Extinguish the torch. You put out the torch. Shrouding. Listen. You put out the torch, shrouding yourself in the secrecy of shadows. Listen. Button. Listen. A woman says, ellipsis, found her dead in a ditch, fell off a cliff. A man inquires, accident? The woman replies, no. Take a look. Button. Take a look. 3 silhouettes appear in the mouth of the cavern. Nomad warriors, armed with spears. They haven't spotted you. Not yet. Hide behind the throne. But confront them. Hide behind the throne. Hide behind the throne. You hide in the darkness behind the throne. Meanwhile, the others keep approaching. It's only a matter of time before they will find you. Wait. Button. Wait. They move slowly and quietly through the cavern. A man whispers, maybe the intruder heard about the tomb from the stonemasons. Ellipsis. Another man whispers in response, wouldn't surprise me. Ellipsis. Should have killed them. Instead of lining their pockets. Better safe than sorry. Shushing them. A woman whispers angrily, be quiet. Fools. Previous. Sneak attack. Button. Sneak attack. You leap out from your hiding place and strike with devastating precision, killing one of the nomads instantly. Eyes wide open, he drops to the cavern floor like a lump of dead meat. Shocked and dismayed, his 2 comrades quickly scramble to avenge him. Notifications 2. Past agility check. Gain 20 experience. Button. You leap out. Fight your way out. Button. Fight your way out. Movement restriction. You're fighting in a confined space. Okay, got it. Your turn. Trip unavailable. Attack. 9. -14. Attack. -13. Trip. Thrust. Move forward. Apply combat stance. Aggressive. Defensive 1 action protection. Your turn. Active. Thrust. Cost. Trip. Attack. 9. -10. Trip. Cost. Thrust. Cost. 1. Thrust unavailable. -54. Nomad warrior 1's turn. Move. Your turn. Trip. Cost. Attack. 9. -14. Trip. Cost. Thrust. Cost. Thrust unavailable. -77. Snap out of. Kill, or be killed. Same as it ever was. You step over the mangled corpses of your foes. Memories of the burning city blind your mind's eye. For a moment, you feel lost and confused. Snap out of it. Button. Snap out of it. Fire and destruction. Storms of black ash. Such were the nightmares in which you dwelled. But now you stand elsewhere, dazed in front of a mountain cavern, tucked away deep in hostile terrain. You have to go. Now. Notifications 2. Gained 15 experience. Gained 10 experience. Button. Follow the cliff path. Fire and destruction. Follow the cliff. Character tab. Follow the cliff path. Follow the cliff path. You have returned to the tall cliff overlooking the hidden valley, where the forest nomads dwell in their encampment between a mountain cave and a frozen lake. Watch the nomad camp. Used. Button. Approach the camp. Follow the cliff path. Map. Button. Map. Area. Fenris Wood. Nomad camp. Area. Nomad camp. Roadblock. Button. Roadblock. Dimmed. Roadblock. You have returned to the roadblock in the forest valley, alone in the climb over the barricade. Button. Climb over the barricade. What are you looking at? Having climbed over the barricade, you soon realize that someone is watching. Dressed in animal hides, a young child stands on the ledge of a snowy cliff. He looks down at you with an impish grin. What are you looking at? Button. What are you looking at? A dead man. Who are you? Button. Ignore the child and keep walking. Button. Ignore the child and keep walking. The westward road curves along the rock wall of a rising cliff. As you walk up the slope, fatigue sets in. The winter forest is merciless. You are far away from home, and there's still a long way to go before you reach the woodland outpost. Rest for a moment. Button. Light a campfire. Button. Light a campfire. Used. It takes a while, but once the fire gets going, you are overcome with relief. Crouching down on the side of the road, you reach for the flames with trembling hands. Warm yourself by the campfire. Warm yourself by the campfire. Time passes. A clattering of jackdaws breaks the silence overhead. Shortly thereafter, you hear footsteps approaching. Sounds like someone is running rapidly down the hill. Take a look. Button. Take a look. Draped in rags and fur, a wild-eyed man tries to stab you with the sharp end of a stick. Time slows down as you perceive the weapon closing in. Dodge the character tab. Dodge the attack. Button. Dodge the attack. Grazed by the tip of the spear, you throw yourself on the ground. The sound of heavy breathing and crunching footsteps can be heard as you tumble down the slope, well aware that the madman stays in pursuit. Notifications, 6. Past resilience check. Health -5 lost firewood. Lost torch. Past agility check. Health -9. Button. Grazed, get back on your feet. Character, get back on your feet. Get back on your feet. Your face leaves a bloody imprint in the snow. Dazed and staggered, you feel the eruption of adrenaline as your enemy approaches. Howling at the top of his lungs, the wild nomad moves in for the kill. Defend yourself. Button. Initiating combat. Defend yourself. Wild nomad, your turn. Trip unavailable. Attack. 9. -12. -12. -12. Wild nomad's turn. Defensive stance. Your turn. Trip. Attack. 9 to... Critical -23. Trip. Cost. Turn. Character tab. You strike him down. Broken and bleeding. He lies twitching on his back. You watch him die, knowing that he got what he deserved. Notifications 4. Gain 10 experience. Gold plus 2 gained sharp stick. Gained bone amulet. Button. Notifications. Character tab. Tab. Close character. Experience. Level. Close. But. Level 6. Experience 935 of 1000. Experience 935 of 1000. Close character tab. You strike. Look around. Button. Continue on. Look around. Button. Look around. The last of his death rattles can be heard as he fades away. Silence falls upon the forest valley. The view from the snowy cliff reveals no sign of imminent danger. Continue on your way. But turn back. Continue on your way. Button. Continue on your way. Having almost reached the end of the road, you realize that there is something is terribly wrong. At this point, you should be able to see the guard tower of Woodland Outpost, but there is no such thing. The cloudy winter sky is like a white void above the crest of the mountainous forest hill. Proceed to Woodland Outpost. Proceed to Woodland Outpost. Map. Button. As you approach the location where the guard tower once stood, questions arise. What happened here? And who is behind it? Woodland Outpost was like a small town, yet nothing remains. It's like the place never existed. Look around. Button. Look around. Used. There used to be a tavern here, not to mention a workshop and a marketplace. All gone. The guard tower has been replaced with a snow-covered burial mound. Look around. Used. Button. Approach the burial mound. Button. Approach the burial mound. Things are not always what they seem. Upon closer inspection, it turns out that it's not stones that are piled up here. No, it's a staggering array of wolf bones and human skulls, as if to muddle the distinction between beast and man. As you contemplate the purpose of this morbid arrangement, you hear footsteps approaching. Previous. Take a look. Button. Take a look. Armed with a battle axe, a haggard man emerges from the shadows of the forest. Twigs protrude from his long brown beard, which is tangled in chainmail armor, walking barefoot in the snow. He is coming your way. Who goes there? Character tab. Who goes there? Who goes there? The bearded man keeps moving towards you. His facial expression is one of bewilderment and rage, further embellished by a lazy eye. Raising his battle axe, he growls, "You did this." No, wait, don't know who did. Attack. Button. Initiating combat. Turns. Trust and Hollowgaze turn. Evade. Attack. -31. Attack. -21. Your turn. End turn. Apply combat stand. Apply. Activate. Aggressive. Defensive 1 action. Thrust unavailable. Trip unavailable. Attack. 9. -8. Attack. Critical -21. Trust and Hollowgaze turn. Hamstring. -56. Attack. -22. Cleave. -27. Your turn. Attack. 9 to 17. Critical -22. Trip. Cost. Thrust. Cost. Thrust unavailable. -69. Walk away. It wasn't easy, but you did it. Dead and gone. The violent madman lies motionless on the ground, breathing heavily. You are struck by the meaningless nature of existence. It wasn't easy. Previous. Main gold. Encumbrance. Level. Encumbrance. 20 of 21. Level. 6. Health points 59 of 230. Notifications 5. Gained 50 experience. Gold plus 19 gained iron battle axe. Gained rusty chainmail coif. Gained worn leather bracers. Button. Inventory tab. Has inventory. Medicine. 1. Medicine. Food. Armor. 10. Armor. Barrel. Boiled. Brown. For mantle. Light for boots. Mimetic steel. Rusty chainmail coif. New. Rusty chainmail coif. This damaged piece of iron. 7 arm. Encumbrance 9. Requirement. Replace. Slot. Equip. Barrel. Boiled. Brown. For mantle. Light for boot. Mimetic steel visor. Rusty chainmail. Worn leather armor. Worn leather boots. New. Worn leather bracers new. Worn leather bracers. A pair of sturdy brown 2 armor. Encumbrance 2. Replaces brown leather gloves. Slots. Equip. Button. Equip. Close inventory tab. Previous. Main menu. Gold. Encumbrance. 21 of 21. Level. 6. Health points 59 of 230. Examine the corpse. Button. Examine the corpse. You notice the mark of allegiance on his left forearm. Another soldier, just like you, driven mad by the coldest of winters, where hope and compassion are among the most fanciful of notions. Walk away. Button. Character tab. Walk away. Walk away. The guard tower of Woodland Outpost has vanished, just like all the other buildings in the area. What was once like a small town is now a place lost in time. The empty site is surrounded by towering pines. The trees are casting slender shadows on the snowy hill. Look around. Used. Button. Search the area. Button. Search the area. Used. You find a damaged wooden crate in a ditch. Look around. Search the area. Search the area. Used. You discover a frozen corpse on the ground. Look around. Search the area. Search the area. Used. You find nothing of value. Look around. Open the crate. Button. Open the crate. It reeks of alcohol. There is a bunch of broken bottles inside. Only one has been left intact. Look around. Examine the frozen corpse. Button. Examine the frozen corpse. It's not a soldier. Looks like a hunter. The head is missing. There are some arrows left in her quiver. The bow. Look around. Plunder the headless corpse. Button. Plunder the headless corpse. You take a few arrows and coins from the dead hunter. Look around. Map. Button. Notifications 3. Gained flask of pear cider. Gold plus 5 gain 3 times arrow. Button. You take a look around. Map. But look around. Used. Button. Map. Button. Map. Area. Woodland out. Roadblock. No map. Hunting. Recenter. Zoom out. Close map. Zoom out. Button. Zoom out. Area. Highland. Fenris Woodland. Riverside Outpost. Country Road. Rivers. Fenris. Area. High. Air. Fenris. Riverside Outpost. Sub area. Button. Riverside Outpost. Sub area. Area. Watchtowers. Campfire. Button. Campfire. Air. Roadblock. Area. Country Road. Watchtowers. Area. Campfire. Some loudmouth roughnecks are gathered around the campfire. Their boisterous laughter echoes far and wide. Previous. Gold. 1. Encumbrance. Gold. 106. Previous. Some loudmouth. Look at them. But map. But look at them. Button. Look at them. 2 of them are quite young. They're joking around, pushing each other and laughing. The third one seems a bit older. She sits quietly by the campfire, feeding their pack mule. All of them are decked out in leather armor and carrying swords, but they don't look like soldiers. Eavesdrop on their conversation. Approach them. Button. Approach them. Sizing you up. One of them says, "You hiring? Talk to the boss." He nods to the quiet woman who sits by the campfire. "You're mercenaries?" Button. "You're mercenaries?" He nods. Damn straight. Blades for hire. Best in the business. "How's business?" Button. "How's business?" "Not bad. Just came back from the north. Militia hired us to deal with the mountain folk. Been causing trouble lately. Things got messy. Lot of bodies on both sides." "Where are you from?" Button. "Where are you from?" "Crestfallen?" He replies. "Logat. Born and raised. Been all over TM Kiris after the war. Wish I could say it feels good to be back, but it doesn't. Any other questions?" "I'm looking for my brother. Ellipsis." Button. "I'm looking for my brother. Ellipsis." He listens to your description. Don't know anybody like that. Maybe we can help you find him. If ya give us something to work with. Ellipsis. Why not join the militia? Button. Why not join the militia? Thought about it once or twice, didn't we? He looks at the other young mercenary, who agrees. We did. Some obvious benefits. Pays badly though. The first mercenary replies, "Yeah, and we don't want to get branded. Plus, we like the freedom of the open road." Ellipsis. "I've got a job for you. There's a caravan headed for the town of Sickle. They need I've got a job for you. There's a caravan headed." The stern woman who sits by the campfire says, "That's right up our alley. Let's talk business. 200 gold. Half up front. Negotiate. Button. Pay 100. I'll have to think. Pay 100 gold. I'll have to think about it." Ellipsis. Map. Button. I'll have to think about it. Ellipsis. Button. I'll have to think about it. Ellipsis. The woman shrugs. Negotiate. Pay 100. I'll have to. Map. Button. Pay 100 gold. But pay 100 gold. Having counted the money, the woman gets up on her feet. "Let's shake on it." She extends. Shake her hand. Button. Shake her hand. Button. Shake her hand. Her grip is firm. Don't forget. Other half when the job is done. Your word is your bond, right? She looks you in the eyes. Right. Button. Character right. Button. Right. She cracks a smile. "Good. I'm Nat. By the way, and these 2 idiots are my nephews, Leo and Cuddy." The younger mercenaries look at you with sheepish grins. "Pleasure doing business. I'm Barnabas." Button. "Pleasure doing business. I'm Barnabas." She replies, "Got some unfinished business to take care of. Don't worry, it'll be quick. See you down by the river shrine, Barnabas." The mercenaries pick up their luggage and head for the gates, bringing their pack mule with them. Map. Button. Character tab. Map. She replies. Map. Button. Map. Campfire. Infirmary. Button. Infirmary. Dimmed. Infirmary. The infirmary is nearly filled to capacity. Dozens of injured soldiers lie moaning and cursing in their blood-soaked beds. Left to her own devices, Sister Agatha is trying her best to keep up. Talk to Sister Agatha. Button. Talk to Sister Agatha. Used. The monk seems flustered. Her white robe is riddled with bloodstains. She throws a glance at you and says, "Not right now. I'm really busy." Ellipsis. Talk to Sister Agatha. Look at the wounded soldiers. Look at the wounded soldiers. Used. You recognize Serlo among the wounded soldiers, most of which are young. Some of them are up. Talk to Sister Agatha. Look at the wounded Provide medical assistance. Button. Provide medical assistance. You aid one of the young soldiers, whose multiple stab wounds were left unattended. He remains previous. Talk to Sister. Look at the wounded. Talk to Serlo. Button. Talk to Serlo. Used. Groaning. The soldier squints at you. Hey Barnabas. Ellipsis. Thanks again for getting me out of trouble. Lucky I got here before things went crazy. Might have lost my leg otherwise. He groans again. By the great wolf. Ellipsis. What I wouldn't give for a drop of moonshine. Ellipsis. Talk to Sis. Look at the Talk to Serlo. Give a jug of moonshine to Serlo. Give a jug of moonshine to Serlo. The bedridden soldier seems rejuvenated by the mere sight of the clay vessel in your hands. Snatching it, he exclaims, "You're the best, Barnabas. I can't see why your brother loves you so much." Bottoms up. He quickly drains the jug of booze down to the very last drop, which knocks him out cold. Notifications, 6. Gold minus 100 lost bandages. 2 times gain 10 experience. Lost jug of moonshine. You leveled up. Button. Character tab. Tab. Character tab. Tab. Experience. Attribute. Opened. Derivative. Opened. Strength. Increase strength with 1. Button. Increase strength with 1. Inventory. Close character tab. Close character tab. Health. Map. Inventory tab. Tab. Close inventory. Sword stick. Medicine. Food. 3. 1. Armor. 10. Armor. 10. Barrel lid. Oiled leather vest. Oiled leather vest. A sleeve. 4 arm. Income. Slot. Equip. Button. Unequip. Close inventory tab. The bed. Previous. Main med. Gold. 6. Encumbrance. Level. Encumbrance. 26 of 27. Gold. 6. Main menu. Previous. The bedridden. Talk to Sister Agatha. Used. Look at the wound. Talk to Serlo. Map. Button. Map. Area. Riverside. Infirmary. Campfire. Button. Watchtowers. Riverbank. Button. Gallows. Button. Proving grounds. Riverside Fort. Button. Riverside Fort. Dimmed. Campfire. Gallows. Riverside Fort. You're standing in the Great Hall of Riverside Fort. The colonel is perched on a wooden throne behind a sturdy table. Pater Heinrich sits on a chair beside him. The fire pit is burning. Talk to the colonel. Button. Talk to the colonel. Button. Talk to the colonel. You're back. Anything to report? Yes. Button. Yes. Let's hear it. My brother is on his way to the town of Sickle. Ellipsis. My brother is on his way to the town of Sickle. The colonel stares at you for a moment. He says, "Do you have any proof of this?" "Yes. I have obtained this journal." Ellipsis. "Yes. I have obtained this journal." You give the scroll to the colonel, who snorts and mutters with disapproval as he reads your brother's writing. Finally, he puts it down and takes a deep breath. The monk who sits beside him says, "Something bothering you, Colonel?" And he replies, "You need to take a look at this. Our worst fears have been confirmed." Ellipsis. Previous. Do you need anything else from me? Button. Do you need anything else from me? The colonel replies, "Head south and track him down. He trusts you, which makes it easier. Report back as soon as you know where to find him, or bring him to justice by your own hand, whichever you prefer." Understood. Button. Understood. The monk says, "You did the right thing. Not everyone would have done the same." The colonel nods emphatically. "Your actions will go a long way towards getting you reinstated into active duty." Just doing what I'm told. Button. Duty comes first. Family second. Button. Just doing what I'm told. But just doing what I'm told. The colonel grins. Spoken like a true soldier. If only your brother was the same. Before I go, there's something else we need to talk about. I'm listening. I spoke to them. Take a look at this map. I spoke to the merchant at the river shrine. He can take me to the town of Sickle, but he needs 4 soldiers to guard the caravan. Ellipsis. Button. I'm listening. Ellipsis. I spoke to. Take a look at this map. Take a look at this map. It shows the strategic. You hand over the parchment. The colonel guffaws. Strategic operations. Ellipsis. That's rich. The nomads are done for. Everybody knows that. Whatever ragtag bunch they got running around in those woods. Ellipsis. Having taken a closer look at the map, he turns quiet. Huh. Ellipsis. He looks up. Where did you find it? Any idea who made it? Previous. I found it among my brother's possessions. Button. I found it among my brother's possessions. The monk next to him takes a look at the map. Shaking his head, the old man comments, "This can't be real. He wrote about the savages in his journal, but this is just." Ellipsis. The colonel interrupts him. "Nomads on the rise." Ellipsis. Would certainly explain a lot. Your brother didn't always walk the line, but he was usually right about these things. The map is accurate. I've seen the nomad camp with my own eyes. Button. The map is accurate. I've seen the nomad camp with. He turns to the monk who sits beside him. "You hear that, Pater Heinrich? Now this is a soldier who isn't afraid of showing initiative." Ellipsis. Looking up from his documents, the monk replies, "Indeed. Very impressive. Barnabas, what can you tell us about the nomads and their camp?" "There's a lot of them, poorly equipped, but well-trained and organized." Button. There's a lot of them, poorly equipped. But the colonel strokes his chin. Seems like your brother wasn't exaggerating. The monk says, forewarned is forearmed. Let's proceed with caution. The colonel nods. You're right. But make no mistake. Ellipsis. The woodland. There's something else we need to discuss. Ellipse. There's something else we need to discuss. Ellipsis. I'm all ears. Ellipse. I spoke to the merchant at the river shrine. He can take me to the town of Sickle. I spoke to the merchant at the river shrine. He can. The colonel nods. Tell the caravan master that his request for military protection is granted. The soldiers will arrive at dawn. One last thing. Before I depart. Ellipsis. Button. One last thing. Before I depart. Let's hear it. Never mind. Character tab. Never mind. Never mind. Notifications. 9. Lost scroll. The Journal of Alec Barnabas. 2nd page. 2 times gained 50 experience. Completed objective. Report your findings to the Colonel of Riverside Outpost. 3 times militia reputation increased. Lost map. Fenris Woodlands. Gain 10 experience. Button. Notifications. Character tab. Tab. Close character tab. Attributes. Experience 1115 of 1250. Experience 1115 of 1250. Inventory. Close character tab. Your talk to the colonel. You talk to the monk. Visit. Enter the barracks. Used. Button. Enter the barracks. Used. Off-duty soldiers are spending their. Ask this. Get some rest. Used. Button. Get some rest. Used. You lie down for a while on the stone floor, wrapping a wolf hide around your body. A murmur of laughter and conversation echoes around you. Unable to fall asleep, you lose patience after a while and get back on your feet. No notifications. Dimmed. Button. Previous. Main menu. Gold. Income. Level 7. Health points 250 of 250. Ask this. Get some rest. Used. Leave the barracks. Used. Leave the barracks. Used. You're standing in the Great Hall of River. Talk to the colonel. Talk to. Visit the payment. Enter the barrack. Map. Button. Map. Area. Riverside. Gallows. Button. Campfire. Button. Watchtowers. Button. Riverbank. Infirmary. Button. Proving grounds. Button. Recenter map. Zoom out. Button. Zoom out. Area. Highlands of Robert. Fenris Woodlands. Riverside Outpost. Country Road. River Shrine. Button. Killing Fields. Hilltop. Killing Fields. Killing Fields. Gallows. Campfire. Watchtowers. Area. Country Road. Killing Fields. Frozen in time. Follow the road north to the city. Follow the road north to the city ruins. You follow the country road across the killing fields. Step by step, you get closer to the place where you were born and raised. And for each step, your heart grows more heavy with grief and apprehension. Take a moment to think back. Button. Take a moment to think back. Logat. Home. Scorched by the golden chimera. Nightmares of blood and steel. Bones and ash. Charred bodies crackling underfoot. Mayhem. Endless and merciless. The war was won. And for what? Hollow triumph. A lost city. Buried under snow like a shroud of white linen. Continue on your way. Button. Continue on your way. West of River Lash, the broken palisade encircles the hill by the Sea of Twilight, crushed by Imperial forces. The city gates are now a skeletal frame. Step through the gateway. Button. Step through the gateway. Map. Button. Previous. Snow is falling on the ruins of the Western District. Cold winds from the Sea of Twilight make you shiver. Explore the ruins of Logat. Button. Map. Explore the ruins of Logat. Button. Explore the ruins of Logat. The fractured remains of torched buildings are lined up like black tombstones along the rising slope of Main Street. There is not a soul in sight, but there are footprints and hoofprints in the snow, diverging in all directions. Where would you like? Head north to Cornerstone Keep. Button. Head northeast to Hydron Bridge. Button. Head north to Cornerstone Keep. Button. Head northwest to the Ocean Shrine. Button. Head map. Button. Head northwest to the Ocean Shrine. Button. Head northwest to the Ocean Shrine. Leave. The severed heads of stone idols are piled up in the center of the market square. The Ocean Shrine is gone, smashed to pieces by Imperial war machines. Wherever you turn, you see the massive boulders that fell from the sky. Their angular symmetry reminds you of those days, and nights of infernal mayhem. Take a moment to think back. Button. Take a moment to think back. Used. Before the war, this was the heart of Western District, full of life and energy. Merchants and pilgrims from all over the world flocked to this place, where both material and spiritual needs were satisfied. Take a moment to think back. Used. Button. Take a moment to think back. Used. The Ocean Shrine, holiest among places in the great city, now buried under stone and ice. For thousands of years before the war, people were baptized in the Chamber of Rites, deep below the earth. You were no exception. Take a moment to think back. Used. But take a moment to think back. Used. Never in your life did you imagine that the Ocean Shrine would be destroyed, not even in the event of war. The godless invaders from Cadmelin seemed to make a point of it. Take a moment to think back. Used. Take a moment to think back. Used. The Ocean Shrine was the pride of Logat. It was the place where you learned how to read and write. Gone without a trace, much like your sister, who studied under the tutelage of Keeper Navin. She aspired to become a monk. Perhaps one day she could have succeeded her mentor. Explore the market square. Button. Explore the market square. Investigate. Button. The market square is like a graveyard, for the names of the fallen are inscribed on the massive boulders around you. Troubled voices echo in the distance. It sounds like they are begging for mercy. Investigate. Button. Investigate. Guided by the cries of panic and fear, you zigzag between the angular boulders, determined to find out what is going on. Eventually, you come across a terrified family of impoverished exiles, who are being harassed by a roughneck with a wooden cudgel. Caught up in the moment, none of them seem aware of your presence. Watch. Button. Intervene. Button. Intervene. You step forward. The thug stares at you, growling. This ain't none of your damned business. Y'all got that. Stay out of it. Better walk away, or you will get. Fight him. Button. Initiating combat. Brigand. Your turn. Move away on a thrust up. Move away. Thrust up. Trip up. Attack. 10 to -13. Minus 12. Trip. Thrust unavailable. Thrust unavailable. Minus 26. Leave. You have slain the violent thug, covered in blood and bruises. His body lies motionless at your feet. Look around. Button. Look around. The family is gone. They must have fled the scene while you were fighting. Heavy snowfall descends on the market square. Leave. Button. Character tab. Leave. Button. Leave. Snow keeps falling on the ruins of Logut. Memories of war haunt you in the quiet desolation. Head northeast to Hydron Bridge. Button. Head northeast to Hydron Bridge. Go to the Barnabas residence. Another walk down memory lane. The timber frame houses on the riverfront are hollow shells, mere passages for the wails of the cold wind. The broken remnants of the Barnabas residence can be found nearby, and beyond the frozen river lies the Eastern District, where the imposing structure of High Castle stands tall upon the apex of the great city. Previous. Gaze across the river. Button. Gaze across the river. The Eastern District, otherwise known as Wolfgate, the exclusive domain of Highland nobility, whose pristine and luxurious abodes remain untouched by war. As you stand on the riverbank, you hear the sound of footsteps approaching. A man speaks with a nasal voice. Admire in the view. Huh? Look over your shoulder. Character tab. Look over your shoulder. Look over your shoulder. Draped in rags, a rat-like man smiles at you with rotting teeth. Moving closer, he says, enough to make your blood boil. Isn't it? Damn nobles. Think they so high and mighty. Ellipsis. Who are you? But what do you want? It's just the way of the world. Some are born. Yeah, I hate the nobles as much as. Get out of my. Yeah, I hate the nobles as much as anybody else. Ellipsis. Button. Yeah, I hate the nobles as much as. Bastards. All of them. Keep us down in the gutter. Make us turn on each other. Common folk like you and me got no choice. Ellipsis. We just gotta do what it takes to stay alive. You know? He steps closer. Who are you? What do you want? Get out of my face. Beg your pardon, but I'd like to be left alone. Ellipsis. Button. Beg your pardon, but I'd like to be left alone. Bet you would. Not gonna happen. I'm afraid. Ellipsis. He steps closer. Who are you? Button. Who are you? Me? I'm nobody. Just like you. What do you want? Button. What do you want? You know what this is. Ellipsis. Brandishing a small knife. The rat-like scoundrel glares at you. Gold or blood? How much do you want? Attack. Button. Initiating combat. Attack. Rogue. Your turn. Attack. 10 to 8. Attack. Minus 11. Minus 14. Trip. Thrust unavailable. Minus 35. Turn back, choking on blood. The rat-like scoundrel drops dead on the riverbank. Won't be long before his corpse is buried in snow. You are cold and weary. Continue on your way. Button. Continue on your way. Map. Button. The spires of Hydron Bridge loom large above the frozen river. Knights on horseback patrol the ruins of the. Walk across the bridge to. Approach the encampment on the river. Map. Button. Approach the encamp. Walk across the bridge to the Eastern District. Button. Walk across the bridge to the Eastern District. Knights are guarding the bridge to the Eastern District. One of them steps in your way. Keeping one hand on the grip of his unsheathed blade, he barks, turn back now. Only those of noble blood may cross. Approach the map. Button. Approach the encampment on the riverbank. Approach the encampment on the riverbank. The purple banner of knightly authority billows in the wind. A dozen tents are lined up in 2 rows on the riverbank. There's a big tent in the middle of the encampment. A knight in black armor is grooming his dark steed by the stables. Talk to the. Walk away. Button. Character. Walk. Talk to the knight in black armor. Button. Talk to the knight in black armor. Alerted to your presence, the knight in black armor picks up a shield and turns away from his horse, voice muffled by the full helmet. He speaks. You will find no refuge here. Commoner, move along. Look at him. Button. Look at him. Used. His dark iron headgear is embellished by ram's horns. His purple cavalry shield is adorned by a white star. A broadsword hangs from his belt. His black iron plate armor is intricate and ornate. Look at him. Used. Button. What are you doing out here? Button. Character tab. What are you doing out here? What are you doing out here? Protecting our investment. After a brief pause, he asks, what about you? What are you doing here? Look at him. I'm trying to. Character tab. I'm trying to find my brother. He's a soldier. Like me. Ellipsis. Button. I'm trying to find my brother. He's a soldier. Pardon my rudeness. Thought you were looking for a handout. He turns quiet for a moment. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Templar Alonso, Knight Paladin from the Cathedral of Ram. My people will be on the lookout for your brother. You have my word. Was there anything else? Look at him. You said before that you were protecting your investment. What did you mean by that? Button. You said before that you were protecting your investment. Look around. Soldier. The world is changing. You will figure it out soon enough. Look at him. Have you seen the red serpent in the night sky? Button. Have you seen the red serpent in the night sky? Of course, but I do not know what it means. There are some who say the sky is falling. If that is the will of the gods, then so be it. Look at him. Farewell. Button. Character. Farewell. Button. Farewell. The spires of Hydron Bridge loom large above the frozen river. Knights on horseback patrol the ruins of the Western District. Approach the map. Button. Map. Area. Fenris Woodlands. Hydron Bridge. Current. Riverside Outpost. Sub-area. Button. City ruins. Button. City ruins. Travel interrupted by encounter. You have returned to the riverfront. Turn. Character tab. Turn back. Hurry onwards. Button. Go to the Barnabas residence. Button. Go to the Barnabas residence. You approach the house that your father built, 3 stories high. It was the home of your family until the war began. The derelict structure is still standing, though the front door and the window shutters have been removed. Enter the building. Button. Continue. Enter the building. Enter the building. You step through the doorway and enter the kitchen. The place has been ransacked. All the furniture is gone. Smells like the fire pit has been used recently. A sliver of smoke is rising from the ashes. Take a moment to think back. Take a moment to think back. The kitchen was the heart of the Barnabas residence. Not only did you share countless meals with your family in this room, it was a place of leisure and conversation, playing cards and drinking with your brother, joking around with your sister. Those were the days. Go upstairs. Button. Check the food. Go upstairs. Check the food cellar. Check the food cellar. You open the floor hatch and take a look. You find a lump of dried meat. Gods know who left it down there. Go upstairs. Button. Go upstairs. You realize that the wooden staircase is missing. Fuel for the fire. Perhaps. There's no easy way to get up there. All things considered, it's likely not worth the effort. Go back outside. But, character, go back outside. Go back outside. The doorway is blocked by a muscle-bound stranger, who is armed with a stone axe. The half-naked and barrel-chested man stares at you with contempt. He grumbles, found this place first. It's mine. Whatever you say. You are sadly mistaken. This is my home. You are sadly mistaken. This is my home. That's so? Then we got a problem. Where I'm from, only the strong survive. Raising the stone axe, he looks you right in the eyes and growls, get ready. Attack. Button. Attack. Movement restriction. You're fighting in a confined space. Okay, got it. Your turn. Your action point. Effects. Your health. Your advantage. Talent bar. Attack. 10 to 8. Minus 11. Attack. Minus 11. Trip. Thrust. Caught. Thrust unavailable. Minus 42. Walk away. The war is over, but the blood keeps flowing. Absent-minded and out of breath, you stumble over the vanquished barbarian, whose battered body lies twitching in the doorway. Struck by a headwind from the north, you hear him speak his last words in a foreign tongue. Look back. Button. Look back. Home is where the heart is, or so they say. The place where you were born is now a tomb of lost memories. Home is a place lost in time, to which you may never return. Wishful thinking brought you here, and all you found was more violence, more bloodshed. It's time to move on. Walk away. Button. Walk away. Snow keeps falling on the ruins. Notifications 13. 3 times gained 10 experience. Gold plus 1 gained wooden cudgel. 2's gold plus 4 gained rusty iron shiv. Gained 2 times garnet. Gained copper pendant. 2 times gained dried meat. Gained stone axe. Button. Snow. Head north to Cornerstone Keep. Button. Head north to Cornerstone Keep. Main Street is far from what it used to be. 9 months ago, the city was engulfed in flames, and by the look of it, no effort has been made to rebuild. Halfway up the hill, a familiar sight brings back painful memories. The ancient rune stone. Take a moment to think back. Button. Take a moment to think back. This is it, the meeting place. Your sister was supposed to show up, but she never did. You remember the night when you roamed the infernal war zone, hoping to hear the sound of her voice, but she was gone. Another soul devoured by the burning city. The memories from that night haunted your dreams long after the war was over. Examine the runestone. Button. Examine the runestone. Centuries ago, it was put here to commemorate the founding of the great city. You've seen it countless times during guard patrol, but now the runes are no longer legible, for the stone has been vandalized. Read the Continue on your way. Button. Continue on your way. You have reached the hilltop of Crown Junction. From this vantage point, you can see the entire Western District and beyond. Look around. Button. Turn back. But look around. Button. Look around. The fallen spire of Cornerstone Keep is partly submerged in the frozen sea by the northern docks. A stake wall and a guard tower have been erected nearby, blocking your view of Hydron Bridge and the eastern district, and the western docks are closed off by a deep trench. Proceed to the northern docks. Observe the guard tower. Button. Observe the guard tower. An armored longbowman looks down at you from the top of the eastern guard tower, which can only be accessed from the other side of the ungated stake wall. The paling is adorned with a purple banner of knightly authority. Proceed. Talk to the longbowman. Button. Talk to the longbowman. The longbowman in the eastern guard tower ignores your words. He merely looks at you with an apathetic expression, keeping his bow and arrow at the ready. Proceed to the turn back. Proceed to the northern docks. Proceed to the northern docks. You walk down the hill to the northern docks, where icicles descend from the prows of sunken warships. The high walls of Cornerstone Keep are still standing. Approach the ruins of Turn back. Approach the ruins. Approach the ruins of Cornerstone Keep. A path has been forged in the snow. It leads to the archway, which gives access to the courtyard behind the stone walls. Follow the path. Leave. Follow the path to the archway. Follow the path to the archway. As you move closer to the ruinous militia fortress, you hear echoes of voices and laughter from the archway. Enter the arch. Leave. Button. Character tab. Tab. Leave. Button. Leave. Snow keeps head north to map. Button. Character map. Button. Map. Fenris Woodland. City ruins. Riverside outpost. Killing fields. Hydron Bridge. Button. Hydron Bridge. Dimmed. Hydron Bridge. The spires of Hydron Bridge loom large above the. Approach the encampment on the riverbank. Use map. But approach the encampment. Approach the encampment on the riverbank. Use the purple banner of knightly authority billows in the wind. Speak to Templar Alonso. Used. Speak to Templar Alonso. Used. Make it quick. I'm getting. Look at him. Use. Farewell. Use. Character tab. Farewell. Look at him. Farewell. Used. Farewell. Used. The spires of approach the map. Character map. Button. Map. Area. High. Fenris Woodlands. Hydron Bridge. Riverside outpost. City ruins. Killing. City ruins. City ruins. Dimmed. City ruins. Snow Keep. Head north to Cornerstone Keep. Head north to Cornerstone Keep. Used. You stand before the ruin. Enter the archway to the courtyard. Enter the archway to the courtyard. 5 young scavengers are look at the scavenger. Ask them about your brother. Look at the scavenger. Look at the scavengers. Used. The young men are pale and malnourished, with bags under their bloodshot eyes. They are dressed in rags and ill-fitting, dark overcoats. Look at the scavengers. Used. Ask them about your brother. Attack the scavenger. Ask them about your brother. Button. Ask them about your brother. The man with the torch shrugs and spits on the ground. Dunno. Soldiers don't come round here. Like to keep it that way. Look at this. Attack this. Turn back. Character tab. Turn back. But turn back. You stand before. Find it. Enter the archway. Leave. Use. Character tab. Leave. Enter the archway to leave. Used. But leave. Used. Snow keeps falling on the ruins of Loged. Memories of war haunt you in the quiet desolation. Head northwest. Head north to map. Button. Map. Fenris Woodlands. Area. Fenris Wood. City ruins. Riverside. Killing field. Hydrant bridge. Button. Hydrant bridge. Dimmed. Hydrant bridge. The spires of approach the map. Approach the encampment on the river. Approach the encampment on the riverbank. Used. The purple banner. Speak to Templar Alonso. Speak to Templar Alonso. Used. Make it quick. Look at him. Scavengers are holed up in the ruins of Cornerstone Keep. Button. Scavengers are holed up in the ruins of Cornerstone. I am aware of this problem. Templar Alonso hesitates for a moment. It's a delicate matter. They have taken a hostage, a young squire of noble birth. We are afraid to intervene, lest they should end his life. So far, negotiations have failed. We have no choice but to keep our distance. Ellipsis. For now. Previous. Look at him. Farewell. Character tab. Farewell. Farewell. Used. The spires of Hydrant. Approach. Map. Button. Map. Fenris. Hydrant Bridge. Riverside Outpost. City ruins. Button. City ruins. Dimmed. City ruins. Snow keeps falling on the ruins of Logut. Memories of war haunt you in the quiet desolation. Head north to Cornerstone. Head north to Cornerstone Keep. Used. You stand before the ruins of Cornerstone Keep, which are surrounded by. Find a different way. Enter the archway to the courtyard. Leave. Enter. Find a different way to access. Find a different way to access the courtyard. The fortifications of the Western Guard Tower were smashed by a foreign catapult during the war. The gaping hole in the stonework has not been repaired. Snow lies thick on the. Look up. But walk away. Look up. Button. Look up. Used. The hole in the wall is large enough to climb through. Question is, can you get up there? Look up. Use. Scale the wall. Tie a rope around the handle of a bale hook. Button. Tie a rope around the handle of a bale hook. Necessity is the mother of all invention. Having combined a length of rope with a simple farming implement, you are now in possession of a makeshift grappling hook. Look up. Use. Scale the wall. Button. Throw the grappling hook. Button. Throw the grappling hook. It takes a few tries before you get it right. Finally, the curved hook is lodged between a couple of bricks. Look up. Scale the wall. Button. Scale the wall. A cold wind howls from the sea of twilight. You grab the rope with both hands and slowly begin to ascend the tower. It's not easy, as your feet keep slipping on the icy bricks, but you eventually make it up there. You climb through the hole in the wall, feeling out of breath. Look around. Go downstairs to the courtyard. Look around. Button. Look around. Button. Look around. Used. Exposed to the elements, the interior of the guard tower is a familiar, yet uncanny sight. The furniture has been crushed below the partly collapsed ceiling. A flight of stairs will take you to the courtyard below. The other passages have been blocked off by debris. Look around. Used. Go downstairs to the courtyard. Use the rope to climb back down. Go downstairs to the courtyard. Button. Use the rope to climb back down. Go downstairs to the courtyard. Go downstairs to the courtyard. There are no people in the courtyard. The main tower has fallen. The bear. Take a moment to think. Examine the circle of stones. Take a moment to think back. Take a moment to think back. The Logut City Guard was headquartered in the barracks. Before the war, this place became your home away from home. Countless night patrols ended in the dormitory, where sips of moonshine and games of chance were stepping stones to deep sleep. Didn't seem like it back then, but those were the good old days. Think about the good old days. Button. Think about the good old days. For centuries, the beacon shone a guiding light for ships in the night on the Sea of Twilight, supposedly everlasting. The flame was extinguished by the catapults of the Golden Chimera, split in half by a hail of boulders. The tower came crashing down, never to rise again. You saw it from the hilltop of Crown Junction, another nightmare from the Infernal City, never forgotten. Examine the circle of stones. Button. Examine the circle of stones. A campfire has been extinguished by the snow. Among the ashes are the skeletal remains of a dead horse. The bones. Enter the barracks. Button. Enter the Western Guard Tower and go back upstairs. Button. Enter the barracks. Button. Follow the footprints. Button. Follow the footprints. You follow the footprints until you find an underground passage among the ruins, embellished by black ink. 2 rows of crooked runes have been carved into the granite surface of a fractured wall. Read the inscription on the wall. Button. Read the inscription on the wall. The top row reads, "Here be gutter snipes." The bottom row reads, "Intruders be dead." Look down. Button. Look down. A stairwell descends to a dungeon. Go down. Turn back. Button. Turn back. You are standing. Enter the Western Guard Tower and go back upstairs. Enter the barrack. Follow the foot. Enter the barracks. Button. Enter the barracks. Force of habit. Perhaps. The snow shrouds the rubble in a blinding mantle of forgetfulness. Chambers and hallways lie forgotten below a burial mound of shattered rocks. Ruminations and dreams are the only pathways left. Enter the Western. Follow the footprints. Used. Exit the courtyard through the character tab. Exit the courtyard through the archway. Button. Exit the courtyard through the archway. 5 young scavengers are standing in the archway. One of them is holding a torch. He points at you and growls. Get him. The pale. Fight them. But character. Fight them. Button. Initiating combat. Scavenger 1. Your turn. Thrust up. Move away. Move. Apply combat stance. Apply combat stance. Activate stance. Aggressive. Defensive. Aggressive 1 act. Defensive 1 action protection and chance to block is increased by. Activate. Thrust. Trip unavailable. Attack. 10. -11. -16. Scavenger 2's turn. Defensive stance. Scavenger 1's turn. Critical -25. Scavenger 3's turn. Scavenger attack. -12. Your turn. Move forward on. Apply combat stance. Apply. Activate. Aggressive 1 action speed. Trip. Trip. Attack. 10 to attack. -15. Trip. Attack. 10. Attack. -15. Scavenger 4's turn. Move. Scavenger 5's turn. Hold. Your turn. Trip. Attack. Attack. Critical -25. Trip. cost, trip, cost, thrust, cost. Critical minus 66. Trip, attack, 10 to 18 attack, minus 15. Your advantage. Your turn. Attack, 10 to 18 attack, minus 12. Trip, cost, 1 action, trip, cost, thrust, minus 73. Scavenger 5's turn. Move. Your turn. Trip, attack, 10, minus 11. Trip, cost, thrust unavailable, minus 60. There are moments in life when reality is like a dream. Places transform, streets become battlegrounds, pawns move like beasts of prey, and questions arise in the aftermath. 5 bodies lie fractured and lifeless around you. How can this be? Built to destroy. Your life is death. Silence falls upon the ruins like snow. Notifications 14. Lost bail hook. Lost rope. Gained grappling hook. Lost grappling hook. 5 times gained 5 experience. Gold plus 7 gained 2 times copper necklace. Gained copper pendant. Gained 2 times copper ring. Gained rusty iron shiv. Button. Previous. Main gold. Encumbrance 26 of 20. Gold 22. Encumber gold. Encumber level 7. Health points 213 of 250. Health points 200. Walk away. Character walk away. There are moments. Walk away. Button. Walk away. You stand before leave. You enter the archway to the courtyard. Character tab. Enter the archway to the courtyard. Used. You are standing in the enter the follow the footprints. Exit the courtyard through the arch. Character tab. Exit the follow enter the western guard tower and go back upstairs. Follow the footprints. Follow the footprints. Used. You follow the footprints until you find an underground passage among the go downstairs. Button. Go downstairs. You walk down the stone steps until you reach the underground jail, which is look around. Button. Look around. Shadows dance around the wall sconces in the nebulous corridor, which is cluttered by piles of junk. 7 holding cells lie beyond 7 iron doors. Look at the cell doors. Button. Examine the junk piles. Button. Examine the junk piles. The hallway is cluttered by the scavenger's hoard. Perhaps the piles of trash are a treasure trove. Only one way to find out. Question it. Scavenge near the stairwell. Button. Scavenge near the stairwell. You rummage through a pile of junk in the corner. Scavenge in the center of the hallway. Scavenge in the center of the hallway. One could spend all day sifting through this pile of junk, and still be none the richer, though larger than the others. It mostly contains things like cabinet doors, hinges, table legs, and other parts that were salvaged from various sources. Scavenge at the far end of the hallway. Scavenge at the far end of the hallway. You rummage through the pile of junk near the 4th holding cell. Explore the holding cells. Button. Go back to the explore the holding cells. You are standing in the dungeon hallway of look at the cell doors. But go back to look at the cell doors. Look at the cell doors. The 7 iron doors are marked with numerals. Number 1 to 3 are lined up to your left. Number 4 can be found at the far end of the corridor. Number 5 to 7 are lined up to your right. Explore the holding cells. Button. Go back to the surface. Explore the holding cell. Explore the holding cells. There are 7 holding cells in the underground jail of Cornerstone Keep. Each iron door is marked with a numeral. Peekholes allow you to view the interiors from outside. Approach the first holding cell. Button. Approach the first holding cell. Facing the stairwell, the black iron door is marked with a numeral I. Dim light emanates from the peekhole. Look through the peekhole. Button. Look through the peekhole. Used. There doesn't seem to be anyone inside. Look through the peek. Enter the first holding cell. Enter the first holding cell. You open the door and step inside. The air is thick with booze and opium. Light flickers in a puddle of candle wax on a low table, around which wooden benches drown in a flood of cushions. The walls are covered by a variety of tapestries from top to bottom. Look at the tapestries. Button. You look at the tapestries. Button. Look at the tapestries. Used. A motley assortment of motifs and materials, ranging from coarsely woven depictions of the Great Wolf, to intricately sewn maps of distant lands like Penosa and bleak fathoms, assembled from the ruins of Logod. This collection is evidence of the great diversity of peoples who dwelled in the Western District before the war. Look at the tapestries. Used. Examine the low table. Button. Examine the low table. The melting candle wax spreads like veins across the tabletop, which is littered with empty clay jugs and glass vials. There is something under the table. Look at the tap. Look under the table. Button. Look under the table. You find a quart jug of moonshine. Judging by the weight, the painted clay vessel is filled to the brim with foul spirits. Look at the tapestries. Grab the jug of moonshine. Button. Grab the jug of moonshine. You take the container of booze from under the table. Notifications 4. Gained pewter goblet. Gained copper candlestick. Gained pewter bowl. Gained jug of moonshine. Button. Look at the tapestries. Return to the corridor. Button. Return to the corridor. You are standing in explore the holding cells. Used. Explore the holding cells. Used. There are 7 go back to approach the 3rd holding cell. Button. Approach the 3rd holding cell. You approach the innermost corner of the dungeon hallway. The black iron door is marked with the numeral 3. Dim light emanates from the peekhole. Look through the peekhole. Button. Enter the 3rd holding cell. Button. Enter the 3rd holding cell. Used. You swing open the cell door, revealing a wrought iron candelabra, which sheds light on a wooden crate on the stone floor. As you enter the dungeon, you stumble on a tripwire in the doorway. Still on your feet, you look around. Button. You swing open the cell door, revealing a wrought iron candelabra, which sheds light on a wooden crate on the stone floor. As you enter the dungeon, you stumble on a tripwire in the doorway. Still on your feet, you hear a bell ringing nearby. Look around. Button. Look around. Used. Connected to the tripwire by a leather strip, the copper bell hangs on the interior wall next to the doorway. The corners of the dungeon are littered with animal bones of all shapes and sizes. Look around. Used. Open the crate. Button. Open the crate. You find a few lumps of dried meat in the wooden crate. Look around. Take another look inside the crate. Return to the corridor. Button. Return to the corridor. Laughter echoes in the hallway. Scavengers emerge from the shadows, brandishing a rusty knife. One of them speaks with a wide grin. You rang? Look at the scavenger. Negotiate. Look at the scavengers. Look at the scavengers. There are 3 of them. They are young men, dressed in rags and large overcoats, pale, unkempt and emaciated. Negotiate. Attack. Button. Attack. Movement restriction. You're fighting. Okay. Got it. Your turn. Attack. Trip unavailable. Thrust. Move. Apply combat stance. Apply. Close. Activate. Active. Aggressive. Defensive. Aggressive 1 action. Activate. Thrust unavailable. Trip on attack. 10 to -11. -10. Scavenger 1's turn. Evade. Your turn. Trip. Cost. Attack. 10. Attack. -11. Trip. Cost. Trip. Cost. 1. Thrust. Cost. 1 act. Thrust. -56. Scavenger 2's turn. Move. Scavenger 3's turn. Move. Your turn. Trip. Attack. 10. Attack. -13. Trip. Cost. Thrust. Cost. Thrust unavailable. -60. Your turn. Trip unavailable. Attack. 10. Attack. -11. Attack. -12. Trip. Thrust. Cost. -41. Catch your breath. 1 by 1. You strike them down without mercy. Their death rattles linger in the musty darkness. Previous. Main menu. Gold. 20. Encumbrance. 26 of 27. Level. 7. Health points 213 of 250. Notifications. 9. Failed perception check. Gained 4 times dried meat. 3 times gained 5 experience. Gold plus 5 gained copper necklace. Gained 2 times copper armband. Gained striped for hat. Button. Notifications. 1. Hide the bodies. Button. Hide the bodies. You bury the corpses in garbage. Catch your breath. Button. Catch your breath. You are standing in the dungeon hallway of Cornerstone Keep. The underground corridor is cluttered by trash. Shadows dance around the burning wall sconces. Explore the holding cells. Used. Explore the holding cells. Used. There are 7 holding cells and go back to approach the 4th holding cell. Button. Approach the 4th holding cell. The black iron look through the peek hole. Look through the peek hole. Used. You catch a glimpse of a surprisingly well-furnished interior, lit by a burning candlestick on a small look through the peek hole. Enter the 4th holding. Look, you catch a glimpse of a surprisingly well-furnished interior, lit by a burning candlestick on a small table next to a padded chair. The sound of someone snickering, coughing and mumbling incoherently can be heard from somewhere on the other side. Look through the peek hole. Enter the 4th holding cell. Button. Enter the 4th holding cell. Return to the corridor. You open the black iron door and step inside. Illuminated by a burning candlestick on a small table next to a padded chair, the holding cell has been transformed into a strangely opulent abode. A coarse voice can be heard from behind a heavy red curtain. Not now. Ellipsis. Leave me alone. Look around. Button. Return to. Look around. Button. Look around. The walls are lined with framed portraits of affluent merchants. The floor is covered by an intricately woven rug. The right side of the holding cell is sectioned off by red curtain. You hear a man mumbling to himself behind the curtain. Listen. Button. Inventory tab. Has update. Arrow. Bronze javelin new. Bronze javelin. A single-handed combat 550 income critical replace slot equip button unequip close inventory character scripture 8 3 income critical hit medicine food armor 11 2 barrel lid. This round wooden lid can be used as a makeshift 15 income slot equip button unequip barrel lid oiled leather vest equipped brown leather gloves lined with 1 armor encumbrance 1 replace slot equip button equip barrel lid oiled brown for mantle light for boots mimetic steel visor rusty chainmail coif striped rusty chainmail coif. This damage 7 arm encumbrance 9 replaces mimetic steel visor and 1 more item. Slots equip button close inventory tab preview the walls are lined preview main menu gold 20 encumbrance 24 of 27. The listen button examine the small tape listen button listen used. It sounds like someone is talking to himself behind the red curtain. He mumbles, kill babies, ellipsis. The statement is followed by a hearty chuckle. Listen, used, button, listen, used. Someone mumbles behind the red curtain, never not knowing what I did, ellipsis, never not knowing, ellipsis, herg, ellipsis. Listen, used, Someone mumbles behind the red curtain, been here before, ellipsis, trapped like a wild beast, ellipsis, and look at me now, ellipsis, king of the black ruins, ellipsis. Listen, used, button, listen, used. Someone mumbles behind the red curtain, mine, ellipsis, it's all mine, ellipsis. Listen, examine the small table, look behind the curtain, examine the small table. There's a book and a key on the table next to the padded chair. Listen, use, take the book, button, take the book. You remove the book from the small, listen, you, take the key, button, take the key. You remove the key from the small table. Listen, you, look behind the curtain, button. Look behind the curtain. You take a peek behind the curtain, holding a clay jug in his hand. A short and moon-faced man lies alone on a 4-poster bed, which is draped in silk and velvet. He looks back at you, furrowing his brow. Without saying anything, he throws the jug aside and jumps out of the bed. As the vessel shatters against the wall, the little man takes out a dagger from his dark overcoat. Previous. Hey now, wait, I know you. Ellipsis. Attack. Button. Attack. Movement restriction your. Okay, got it. Your turn. Attack. Bronze jab. Attack. 10 to. Minus 10. Minus 10. Jab. Mark. Move. Move. Apply combat stance. Apply combat stance. Aggressive. Defensive 1 action. Lorne the Scavenger's turn. Activates. Lorne the Scavenger. Distance from you. 1. Help. Attack. Minus 17. Attack. Minus 16. Your turn. Attack. 10 to 30. Attack. Critical minus 18. Jab. Cost. 1 act. Minus 11. Minus 8. Critical minus 10. Attack. Attack. 10 to 13 damage. Attack. Evade. Lorne the Scavenger's turn. Defensive stance. Minus 25. Your turn. Attack. 10 to 30. Attack. Minus 9. Jab. Minus 8. Minus 7. Minus 5. Jab unavailable. Cost. 1 at. Catch your. You deliver a fatal blow to the neck. Gurgling blood, the moon-faced man drops dead on the floor. Breathing heavily, you stand hunched over his wretched corpse. Catch your breath. Button. Catch your breath. Silence returns to the opulent jail cell. You keep your eyes on the black iron door, wondering if any notifications. 6. Gained book. Gutter snipe tactics. Gained large iron key. Gained 50 experience. Gold plus 8. Gained bronze punch dagger. Gained laudanum. Button. Notifications. Inventory tab. Close inventory. Arrow. Bronze punch dagger new. Bronze punch dagger new. A sharp knife with a combat 7. Encumbrance 1. Replaces bronze javelin. Slots. Equip. Button. Slots. Main hand. Press to select another. Button. Slots. Main hand. Close. Selects. Main hand. Off hand. Button. Off hand. Combat 7. Income. Replace. Slot. Equip. Button. Unequip. Close inventory tab. Silence return. Take another look behind the curtain. Button. Take another look behind the curtain. There is a large wooden chest next to the bed. Open the chest. Button. Open the chest. You open the chest behind the curtain. Inside it, you find gold, gemstones, booze and opium tincture. Return to the corridor. Button. Character tab. Return to the corridor. Return to the corridor. You are standing in the dungeon hallway of Cornerstone Keep. The underground corridor is cluttered by trash. Shadows dance around the burning wall sconces. Explore the holding cells. Used. But go back to the explore the holding cells. Used. There are 7 holding cells in the underground jail of Cornerstone Keep. Character tab. Tab. Close character tab. Tab. Level 7. Experience 1235 of 1250. Close character tab. Main menu. Health point. There are 7 holding. Go back to the first holding. Approach the set. Go back to the 4th. Approach the 5th holding cell. Button. Approach the 5th holding cell. Deep within the dungeon hallway, a black iron door is marked with a numeral V. Look through the peephole. Button. Look through the peephole. Used. There doesn't seem to be anyone inside, though it's hard to tell. Look through the peek. Enter the 5th holding cell. Button. Enter the 5th holding cell. The light from the hallway reveals a workbench, on top of which a broken chair lies overturned, along with a couple of tools and some rusty iron nails. Piles of junk are stacked from floor to ceiling. Rummage through the junk piles. Button. Rummage through the junk piles. You can barely move in here. The scavengers must have left no stone unturned. Examine the tool. Examine the tools on the workbench. It's a crude stone-headed hammer and a rusty iron saw. Take the hammer. Button. Take the hammer. You take the stone-headed hammer from the workbench. Take the saw. Button. Take the saw. You take the rusty iron saw from the workbench. Return to the corridor. But go back to return to the corridor. But return to the corridor. You are standing in the dungeon. Explore the holding cells. Explore the holding cells. Used. There are 7 notifications. 9. Gold plus 69. Gain laudanum. Gain 3 times jug of moonshine. Gain 3 times amethyst. Gain garnet. Gain 3 times pearl. Gained pewter goblet. Gained stone mallet. Gained rusty iron saw. Button. There are go back to the first holding set. Approach the 7th hold. Approach the 6th holding cell. But approach the 6th holding cell. About halfway down the dungeon hallway, a black iron door is marked with a numeral 6. You hear muffled voices from the other side. Look through the peephole. Enter the 6th holding. Look through the peephole. Button. Enter the 6th holding. Enter the 6th holding cell. A cloud of opium hits you when you open the door. Once the smoke has cleared, you see 2 young scavengers, both of them relaxing on dirty mattresses, pale and slack-jawed. They glance at you with bloodshot eyes. One of them says, "Who? Ellipsis?" The other one adds, "What? Ellipsis?" Beg your pardon. Attack. Button. Attack. Movement restriction your fight. Okay. Got. Your turn. Puncture unavailable. Bronze javelin. Bronze puncture. Pummel unavailable. Attack. Pummel attack. Attack. Minus 12. Attack. Attack. Minus 12. Jab unavailable. Mark jab. Cost. What? Jab minus 10. Minus 9. Minus 6. Your turn. Throw. 17 to 27. Attack. Throw. 17 to 27 damage. Ranged ammunition. Throw. Minus 17. Attack. Pummel unavailable. Puncture pummel unavailable. Attack. Move away unavailable. Attack. Attack. Unavailable. Move away unavailable. Move forward. Cost. 1 act. Move forward. Cost. What? Move away. Attack. Pummel. Cost. 1 act. Pummel. Minus 12. Critical minus 20. Minus 13. Look around. Button. The scavengers lie dead on the dungeon floor. You feel exhausted. Notifications. 5. 2 times gained 5 experience. Gold plus 2 gained 2 times copper armband. Gained rat sark. Button. Inventory tab. Arrow, bronze javelin. Bronze punch dagger. Equip, bronze javelin. Bronze javelin. A single-handed combat 5, 15 to 20. Encumbrance 5. Critical hit. Slots. Equip. Slots. Main hand. Dimmed. Button. Equip. Button. Unequip. Arrow, bronze punch dagger. Equipped. Close inventory tab. The scavengers lie dead on the dungeon floor. You feel exhausted. Look around. But character tab. Look around. But look around. There is no other living soul in the jail cell. Search the holding cell. Search the holding cell. Seek and you shall find. A hidden treasure is tucked away underneath a pile of smelly rags in the corner. It's a bronze figurine, likely representing some manner of foreign goddess. Judging by the shape of it, the idol may have satisfied a few lustful gazes. Return to the corridor. Return to the corridor. The doorway is blocked by a pale scavenger, holding a knife to your face. He whispers, going somewhere. Fight him. Button. Fight him. Movement restriction. You're fighting. Okay. Got. Your turn. Attack. 10 to 30. Jab unavailable. Mark unavailable. Move away unavailable. Mark. Jab. Attack. Pummel unavailable. Attack. 12 to 14. Attack. -12. Attack. Attack. -11. Jab unavailable. Jab. -11. -9. -6. You end his life with vicious brutality. His bloodied corpse lies twitching at your feet. Walk away. Button. Walk away. You are standing in the dungeon hallway of corners. Notifications. 6. Gained bronze idol. Gained 10 experience. You leveled up. Gold plus 2 gained copper pendant. Gained dog cap. Button. Character tab. Tab. Close character. Protection. 14. Charisma. Increase 1. Speed. 1 point. Resilient. Increase resilience with 1. 2. Plus 2. Lock chance. 0. Income. 21. Agility. Increase 4. Perception. Increase perception with 1. 2. Increase perception. Increase perception with 3. Inventory. Close character tab. You are standing. Explore the holding cells. Used. Explore the holding cells. Used. There are 7 holding cells. Go back. Approach. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Approach the 7th holding cell. Approach the 7th holding cell. Next to the stairwell is a black iron door, which is marked with the numeral 7. The peephole is dark. Look through the peephole. Button. Enter the 7th holding cell. Enter the 7th holding cell. Used. The black iron door is locked. Look through. Enter the. Unlock the door. Button. Disable the lock. Unlock the door. Unlock the door. You unlock the door with a key that was taken from another cell. Look through the peephole. Button. Enter the 7th holding cell. Enter the 7th holding cell. Used. You open the black iron door, illuminating the dark cell, which reeks of blood and urine. A young man lies cowering on the stone floor. His clothes are tattered, and his body is badly bruised. Eyes wide open and brimming with fear. He whispers, please, I beg of you. Ellipsis. Don't hurt me. Ellipsis. Previous. I'm not going to hurt you. Button. I'm not going to hurt you. You're not. Ellipsis. One of them? Still agitated. The prisoner looks around as he gets up on his feet. You're not. Who are you? Button. Who are you? He whispers it. Ellipsis. Doesn't matter. Ellipsis. Keep your voice down. They might hear you. Having taken a deep breath, he continues, I'm a noble squire. Was riding down to visit my family in Kreeneth. Ellipsis. When these people ambushed me. Ellipsis. And brought me to this place. Ellipsis. Who are these people? Button. Who are these people? Shuddering, the young nobleman whispers, nobody. Scum of the earth. Horrible. Awful people. Ellipsis. Their leader. He. Ellipsis. Tortured me. Ellipsis. Ellipsis. Had his way with me. Ellipsis. Tears come to his eyes. What a nightmare. Ellipsis. But it's over now. What a nightmare. Ellipsis. But it's over. The noble squire whispers, yes. Ellipsis. But I wonder. Ellipsis. Is it safe out there? What if they get me? The guards are dead. You can just head on out. Ellipsis. The guards are dead. You can just head on out. Nodding emphatically, the young nobleman whispers, I am forever in your debt. Stranger, come to Hydron Bridge. Ellipsis. And your good deed will be greatly rewarded. Ellipsis. With those words, he shoves you aside and runs off, heading towards the stairwell in the hallway. Search the jail cell. Button. Search the jail cell. Used. The stone floor is riddled with dry blood and scraps of cloth. There's a bucket of piss in the corner. Search the jail cell. Return to the corridor. Button. Return to the corridor. You are standing in the no notifications. Dim. You are explore the go back to the surface. Button. Go back to the surface. You are standing in the courtyard of Cornerstone Keep, which lies in ruin. There is no one else around. Enter the Western Guard Tower. Exit the courtyard. Enter the Western Guard Tower and go back upstairs. Exit the courtyard through the archway. Exit the courtyard through the archway. Used. You stand before the ruins of Cornerstone Keep, which are surrounded by high walls. The archway to the courtyard is open. Leave. Used. Button. Enter the arch. Leave. Used. Button. Leave. Used. As you walk away from the ruins of Cornerstone Keep, you hear galloping horses in the distance. They are coming this way. Keep walking. Button. Keep walking. Armored knights on horseback are riding down from the hilltop of Crown Junction, numbering in the dozens. They move forward with a thunderous pace. Better get out of their way, or you will get trampled. Step aside. Button. Step aside. White capes flapping in the wind, the swarm of night cavalry is headed for Cornerstone Keep. Follow them. Button. Continue. Follow them. Button. Follow them. Horrific screams and metal clangs echo around the northern docks, and by the time you find your way back to Cornerstone Keep, it seems that the battle is already over. Dead bodies are piled up in front of the high wall, some of which are thrown down from the fortifications above. The archway to the courtyard is guarded by night cavalry. Previous. Talk to the knights. Button. Talk to the knights. None of them give you the time of day. Knights on horseback patrol the perimeter. Others are busy gathering. Enter the archway. Leave. Used. But enter the archway to the courtyard. Used. Leave. Character. Main menu. Previous. None of. Enter the. Leave. Character. Leave. Used. Leave. Used. Snow keeps falling on the ruins of Logut. Memories of war haunt you in the quiet desolation. Head northwest to the ocean shrine. Head north to map. Head north to Cornerstone. Map. Button. Map.